So I'm headed to Pismo this weekend for the WSL Longboard Championship. I'm literally getting ready to head to my car, open the camera, and look at this. It is so windy, the camera's shaking.
The sea was angry that day, my friends.
So one of the tough things about being a surf videographer is you're so reliant on the conditions, on the waves, on the weather. You know, you sometimes just have to go. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going. 3 hours and 46 minutes. Leaving LA, well, that's not my favorite part of the trip, but once I got out of LA, the traffic cleared, it's an absolutely stunning drive, and it really just kind of helps the time pass. Got my off-ramp. So as you know, I only stay at the finest of hotels. So there's my room, and at least it comes with air conditioning and heating. Look at that. So as much as I love this room, I wanted to go out and see the city. And this was a great first impression. Who's the very first person I run into?
Oh, hey. Going.
Are you surfing this weekend or just here for the fun?
I'm in the water tomorrow morning, 7:50 a.m.
It is gonna be freezing.
It might be pretty cold. It's pretty cold now.
It's freezing. Beautiful though.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome up here.
So as the sun set, I cruised around a little bit and then met up with a couple of friends who were competing in the event.
We're winning all the things. We need to pay for rent. Yeah. Have you seen the rent prices here?
Yeah, how was it today? Did you go out now?
I lost my board.
I was a smart one and did not go.
Yeah, that was probably a better call, but I feel like I'm ready. The power is there.
So from there, I wanted to call tonight, head back to my hotel when I saw the sign. Oh yeah, Paul versus Tyson. I gotta walk in and check this out. Well, I think you know the ending to that. So after that, I did head back to my room and call it a night. Well, I woke up early and wanted to walk around town before the contest started. I can see the waves from here. It's gonna be pretty big. The one thing about this city is you'll never forget what city you're in while you're walking around. Restaurant for breakfast. Look at that. Oh. And after breakfast, I saw the contest was started, so I grabbed my camera stuff and headed over. The conditions weren't great. It definitely had size, but there was still a lot of chop on the water. But these are some of the best surfers in the world, and they were handling these conditions really well. The temperature was hovering around 40, but that didn't stop people from getting out and enjoying the beach. was also a classic VW bus show going on right there at the base of the pier, and I had to check that out. After checking out these buses, I wanted to go see the sand dunes. I knew I didn't have much time because I wanted to get back to the contest, but I had to run over there real quick and take a look at these sand dunes. I really want to come back and see these again where I have more time to just roam through there. After the dunes, I headed back along the boardwalk, which I love, by the way. It's the old-fashioned wooden boardwalk, and I made my way back to the pier. Now there was a bit of a crowd there. The sun was out. And the women were in the water for their surf heats. Now the conditions had actually, believe it or not, gotten worse. It was super choppy at this point, making the morning session look great. There would be these random sets coming through, just catching everybody inside, making it quite a battle to not only get out there, but also to hold their positions in the lineup. But similar to the morning, these surfers were making the most of the opportunity and were getting some really fun rides. The views looking both north and south were absolutely spectacular. This little stretch of beach is absolutely beautiful. We had one more surf session left. This was the late afternoon and the conditions were by far the worst. Not only for surfing, but for filming. I had that sun shining directly in my eyes, making things difficult for me. My timing for this trip had an extra bonus I wasn't aware of. It was the King's Tide, meaning we witnessed both the highest and low tides of the year. Early in the day we had the high tide, and now in the late afternoon we got a low tide, like a super low tide. And tons of people came out to witness it. And being that it's the lowest tide of the year, meant that you could not only walk on the beach, but you could ride bikes, electric scooters, one-wheelers. Well, the one-wheeler may not have been a good idea. People were basically bringing everything out, including their animals. And this bear, whatever that thing is, it's huge. I stuck around long enough to watch the sunset. And then headed back in search of something to eat. I hadn't eaten since breakfast. I don't know how well this will show, but this looks wavy, right? It's not, it's flat. It looks like there's lumps in it, but there's really not, it's flat. Well, after that pizza, it was time to call it quits. That was a long day. I got up early that next morning to take a walk around the city and get one last look. And I swung by the contest to check it out real quick before leaving. The finals were going on, but I had to get back home in time to do something. Now normally I wouldn't want to leave so early, right? It's 7:30 in the morning. I wouldn't want to just take off, but I'm a father, I'm a dad, and I have one last thing I have to do. This isn't gonna be as fun. Yep, so I ended my weekend at a Sabrina Carpenter concert. Over 20,000 screaming teenagers for 3 hours. So that was an insanely fun weekend. I can't hear. 30,000 screaming girls. Ah! I'm deaf, my ears were literally being pierced. Just piercing. There was a sound that I could hear deep under all the screaming. There was just, it was that loud. But anyway, I'm happy I went, man. That was such a fun trip. Really makes me want to travel more. Thanks for watching. I'm Brad Jacobson, and I'll see you on the sand.